Replacing Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays across our entire American culture. Who better to ask than a man who has helped Santa Claus 365 days a year?
That's right. Sal Lizard is the author of Being Santa Claus, What I Learned About the True Meaning of Christmas. That's the name of the book. Santa, if you will, I understand you don't like to say Happy Holidays. Why?
Well, actually, I wish people always have happy holidays, but I tend to be a little bit more specific. I can't find any reference where Santa's ever said anything other than Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So I like to wish people a Merry Christmas.
And what's the response to all the hundreds and thousands of kids that you've come across in all these years that you've been Santa's helper?
Well, what can I say? Children are wonderful. I've always had pleasant responses from them, and parents too. I like to think that I'm a Santa for boys and girls of all ages.
Ah.
Indeed, and I know that people will see you on the street and throughout the year, and they'll refer to you as Santa. Your car says the Santamobile, and you have got the biggest belt buckle I have ever seen, Santa.
I like to say that the elves got the idea from Elvis.
Or a prize fighter.
So what do you make of the you've been around for a long time doing this. What do you make of the political correctness part of our culture? Have you seen it change over time?
I have. I never had a problem being Santa Claus, but there was a time a few years back when suddenly I started showing up at Christmas parties and was told that they were having holiday parties, and so therefore they didn't need a Santa anymore. And at about that time, that was the time when I think the Surgeon General said that Santa should lay off the cookies and start picking up more carrots and broccoli. And I heard that Santas in Australia had to say ha 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 so as not to offend certain gals, and that Santas in England weren't allowed to have children on their laps anymore.
Yeah.
So as not to create an image of impropriety.
Sure. Well, we know that you love the spirit of Christmas throughout the year. And we also know, Santa, that there are a lot of young viewers right now, and they're looking forward to you dropping by their house in a couple of days. Any messages for the kids of the world?
Well, anyone who knows me knows that I like to talk to children, and I like to sing songs and have fun. So this is why it's important for children to be in bed when I come by. Ooh. Because if they're not, then I may get behind schedule, and some poor child might not get their presents. So if they're still up, I just pass by their house and try to make it back later. So far I've been able to, but why take the chance?
Santa, that is such an important piece of advice. If you hear the pitter-patter, you might just not stop. And I think so many kids need to take that to heart. All right, your new book, Sal, is Being Santa Claus, What I Learned About the True Meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, and you know what?
Gift.
This Christmas Eve, I'm not only going to look for Rudolph with that nose so bright, I'm going to look up in the sky for that giant, shiny belt buckle. You could see that on Google Earth. Thank you, Santa.
It'll be there.
All right. He's not joining us from the North Pole today. He's joining us from Atlanta. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas, Santa.